Hey y'all, welcome back to All About April. Today's episode is going to be a little different because I want to hone in on parts of myself that are also relevant to my everyday life. I'm talking about being an educator. And currently we are in testing season, meaning we are giving state tests that are relevant to the success of schools and also my students and students everywhere. However, I think that I can give some tips that I have seen over the past 18 years of my educational career that I think is great for anyone who is around kids, who has kids, and who wants to encourage kids. So today's episode is going to be focused on what are some things that you can do to properly prepare your kids for these state tests. And I know that there are things that we think and we know going into it, but I really want to hone in on some things that I think can get easily lost in the mix of things. So I have 5 things for you to consider for testing season. And yes, even though I am in Texas, this is applicable to all parts of the United States or even the world. Like, I really want you to consider that. So if you are taking the PARCC, P-A-R-C-C, that would be like in Louisiana. If you're taking the Iowa Test of Basic Skills, I don't know if they're still doing the California Achievement Test, but even if you're taking a test individually as an adult to be able to prep, I think that these testing skills will also be beneficial for you. So starting off with number 1, a nice note of encouragement. So at my last school, there was a teacher. She used to write individual notes to like every student. Well, actually, she would get the parents to write notes, and then she would give that to them the day of testing as a moment of encouragement. And I just thought that it was absolutely really sweet. She would, and for the kids who did not get a note in time, she would write a note for them so that they would have something. She would buy thank you cards, and she would make sure that every single one of her kids had a note when it was time for them to test. And so you could see the little smiles on their faces, and it was just a really good moment to be able to witness. But that little peak of encouragement, it gives our students a sense of hope, because you have to remember, I will say for my 8th graders, they're taking 4 tests this year: English language arts, social studies, science, and math. So are they a bit overwhelmed? Have we been prepping and getting them ready? Yes, but at the same time, any bit of encouragement is gonna go a long way, especially from you, the caregiver. Number 2, go over the items with them. See exactly what they know, how you can encourage them, how you can help them, how it relates. And this also gives you a perspective as to exactly what we are doing in the classroom with the students. So I always tell my students, like, challenge your parents to some of the activities that we're doing. And if you beat them, like, tell them they have to buy you lunch. They have to give you a reward. Y'all, they are working really hard. So there is no better way to be able to prepare your children than to sit there with them with the Jeopardy game, with the Kahoot, with the Blook-It, with any other activities that we have with them. I gave my students a 1-pager of all the information that we've covered this year. And I told them everything that they knew, I would highlight it yellow. Everything that they did not know, I would highlight it pink. And that is a way to, kind of give them a way to know exactly what they need to focus on. So for example, my students tend to mix up the dates 1776 and 1787. Well, if you highlight it pink, you need to go back so that you don't mix up the Declaration of Independence and when the Constitutional Convention occurred. So one of my girls said, well, I know the Reform era. I'm not worried about that part. Good. Okay. So make sure you go back and look at the constitutional unit so that you are prepared for what is to come. So it's just those little tidbits, and especially the encouragement that you can provide to be able to assist them. And I have had Star Prep in my Schoology folders. That's the platform we use since January. So it's a whole slew of things to help prepare our kids for STAR. Number 3, I will tell you, a great breakfast and lunch. Like, y'all already know, people always say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And that has been said because it is reactivating your mind and your spirit, and it is giving you the energy to go through the day. So for any kid, like, a great breakfast is important. Waking up a little bit early to ensure that your child has that it's a very small sacrifice to have them ready and prepared. Or even, the hotcakes at McDonald's, I like that. They love the Chick-fil-A biscuits too. So we have options, but again, making sure that they have a great breakfast going into it. And for testing days, I will tell you, they typically have bag lunches because they can't go into the cafeteria because they can't talk. Not my rules, that's state rules. Y'all can take it up with them. But also, yeah, give them a great lunch as well. So I have a few students, I don't know if you've seen it on my social media, like, they are telling me what they want me to, buy them for lunch or breakfast those days. And yeah, they want nachos, they want burgers, but a nice sandwich with chips. Now my kids, they eat a little fancy. They've been bringing lamb and other things to school to be able to eat. Leftover Chipotle. We are here for all of that because you will not be allowed to deliver food on those days. Keep that in mind. Number 4, a nice treat once the day has ended. Like, they have tested, okay? They are done. Go take them to Dairy Queen. Go get them, if the ice cream machine is working at McDonald's, you can go on ahead and bring them there too. But y'all, a nice treat once the day has ended, because I will tell you, they are exhausted. When they get to me after testing has ended, their brains are done. So it is very, very important as well to ensure that they get proper sleep. But yes, please give them a treat. And then finally, the last thing, and again, this is gonna go along with making sure that they get proper sleep. Remind them that they've done the best that they could possibly do. With all of the encouragement, prepping them with food, giving them the nice note of encouragement. When they get in that car or you see them when they get off the bus, remind them you've seen the hard work that they've put in, and let them know that you are proud of what they've done and that they did their best. And the best is going to look different for each child. That's something that we also have to take in mind and consider. But it doesn't mean that they still don't deserve to be able to hear that you have seen how hard they've been working, that you have seen the work that they have been put in, that you are acknowledging it, and that it is time for them to rest in knowing that they did all that they could in that moment. Because our kids, they take these things personally, but knowing that they have the support of you is going to go such a long way. So yes, I hope that these tips are very, very helpful for you. And I just wanted to send a note of encouragement to you as well, for the caregivers and parents. Like, our kids need us, especially in these moments. Anxiety is going to tend to ride very high, but that doesn't mean that we still can't be there supporting them through this particular time. So let me know if any of these resonate with you. Thank you for joining me today. I'll be back with book, baseball, and other talks in the meantime, but don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Can't wait to see you in those comments, and I will see y'all later. Bye, y'all.